Everybody want to see that. I don't feel like nobody, that Virgil Ortiz, yes, a good fight. I feel like dying down. Nobody really want to see it because I'm going to beat him, I'm going to knock him out. They're going to be like, he was telling me. They already seen it now. So I'd rather fight the tall guy that y'all think is this monster and get him out of here. Then I'll run through the whole division. I'm going to bring him on. You feel me? And then 160.
Jaron "Boots" Ennis has absolutely no intention of avoiding the biggest challenges available at welterweight. When the possibility of facing Sebastian Fundora was brought up, Ennis quickly dismissed the suggestion that height alone would determine the outcome. In his opinion, superior talent, perfect timing, and overall boxing skill will always matter far more than physical advantages once the fight begins inside the ring.
Yeah, it's still on the table, but right now we collecting belts right now. You know?
So belts are the priority.
Yeah, we locked in on the belts right now, and I feel like the 2,000 belts is a bigger fight right now. Even Fundora, I feel like Fundora is a bigger fight.
Boots Ennis has left no room for confusion about what he wants to accomplish. His ultimate mission is becoming the undisputed world champion, and he already has a clear roadmap in mind. He intends to defeat every major contender standing between him and complete domination until there is no argument left. As far as Ennis is concerned, the division already belongs to him. The only thing left is officially collecting every championship belt.
We're gonna get them all. You know, one by one. You know, whatever is next. You know, like I said, we're going to talk to my team and figure out what's best and what's next. And like I said, I'm here to go this division though. This is my division. This boxing game mine, and I will be on this.
When the discussion turned to which possible matchup would generate the most excitement, there wasn't even a moment of hesitation. A fight against Sebastian Fundora immediately stood out because of the dramatic difference in physical size. Fundora's towering height, exceptional reach, and unified championship status combined to create the type of high-stakes showdown that instantly grabs the attention of boxing fans across the world.
I feel like Fundora a big fight because he got a belt and he's 6'5" or 6'6" or something like that. That's something that everybody gonna want to go see that. Like they want to see how I match up against that. To be honest, everybody knew how me and Ortiz gonna go for sure. Like it's like I don't really, you know what I'm saying? I don't really gotta say too much. Like we know what you're getting out of Ortiz. Like,
so the challenge of the taller guy who happens to be a champion as well might be a little bit more enticing.
The challenge of facing a much taller opponent who also happens to be a reigning world champion naturally makes the matchup even more appealing. Looking at the division overall, it's easy to understand why so many fighters have struggled against Sebastian Fundora. Max Kellerman believes his extraordinary height creates problems before the opening bell even sounds. Combine that incredible reach with his relentless work rate, and you've got one of the toughest styles in the division to solve. Even a fighter as talented and accomplished as Boots Ennis would face a difficult night dealing with those physical advantages.
Because of his size and his reach.
Because his size, his reach, and how he's using it now.
Yes.
You're looking at a...
I give him, this is what I'm on guard against. I give Fundora credit. I absolutely agree. He's gotten better.
Yes.
And because of his size and reach and his volume punching,
yes,
he can be a problem. I'd like to see how Boots fares against Fundora, although I would think if Boots especially could beat Fundora. What I'm careful about is people going into the Thurman fight thought one thing of Fundora. Coming out of the Thurman...
The conversation then shifts toward the difficult challenge waiting for Ennis. Fundora's remarkable reach gives him an advantage that very few junior middleweights can realistically match. Tim Bradley agrees there will be opportunities for Boots to land clean punches early in the contest, but he also points out that everything changes once an opponent successfully forces the action on the inside. The real question isn't whether Ennis can get close enough to connect, it's what happens after he closes the distance and begins fighting at close range.
Fundora is very underrated because, again, he's hittable, for sure. Hittable.
Gotta get inside on him.
I think he's become overrated on the Thurman
But at
fight.
the same time, when you get inside, he's better inside than he is outside, in my opinion. He'll chop you up with those uppercuts, and he's tough. The things that I like in this division, 154, is that you have Boots. You see his determination. Did you see it the other night? You saw his determination and will? Yeah. Virgil Ortiz, what does he have? That determination and that will?
And Virgil's a little twitchy, too, for a guy with power. And aggression. And he got a lot of heart.
Fundora, the same thing, man.
The discussion then moves toward the current pecking order within the division. Tim Bradley and Andre Berto each give their own opinions on where Boots Ennis ranks alongside Sebastian Fundora and the other top contenders. Neither analyst hesitates to compare the biggest names while explaining how a victory in a fight of this magnitude could dramatically reshape the championship landscape moving forward.
How do you put them in order? Put them in order. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I'm going Boots number 1, Fundora number 2, and then Virgil.
Okay.
Virgil.
I think that's probably the consensus.
But that's off skill. But I think Virgil has the best resume.
We're going to reveal. We are going to reveal the 154 resume a little bit resume list later on in the show. The new Ring Magazine rankings later on in the show. 1, 2, 3.
I'm doing this off of resume, not off who I think is the best pound for pound or whatever. Boots number 1, Fundora 2.
Eddie Hearn believes the difference between great fighters and truly elite champions comes down to their ability to solve difficult problems under pressure. He identifies Boots Ennis's ring IQ as the greatest weapon he would bring into a matchup against someone built like Sebastian Fundora. While many opponents have struggled to adjust to Fundora's unusual height, awkward angles, and unique style, Hearn remains convinced that Boots possesses the instincts and intelligence needed to make the right adjustments as the fight develops.
He's taller than Joshua, I think, or maybe the same height.
He's a 154-pounder, but you've got to be good enough to adapt to everything. And that's the problem. A lot of these guys, no disrespect to Keith Thurman, but he's been done for a while. Yeah. But Tim Tszyu, these kind of guys, they're all great fighters, but they just can't adapt to styles. Josh has got an unbelievable IQ. Boots has probably got the best IQ in the game, I think. They can adapt in those kind of fights, and that's what you need to do, because Fundora is a massive problem. Yeah. Because how do you prepare for it? I mean, until you get in there, start getting hit by these fucking arms coming from...
Hearn goes even further when breaking down Ennis's overall fighting style. He explains that many skilled fighters use their intelligence primarily to stay safe by limiting exchanges and avoiding unnecessary risks. Boots, however, chooses the exact opposite approach by embracing exciting action rather than running from it. Hearn even ranks Ennis's willingness to engage above pound-for-pound superstar Terence Crawford, believing that fearless mentality is exactly why boxing fans enjoy watching him compete so much.
Or overly entertaining. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay. Like, when you talk about IQ in the sport, tell me the top 5 guys who've got that kind of IQ. Shakur, Devin Haney, Tank maybe, but Tank's exciting, but whether he fights again's another story, right? So those kind of guys...
But, I mean...
but what, do you get what I'm saying?
I do.
But Boots will sit in the pocket, he will fight you, he will attack you, he can box off the back foot, but he actually likes to come and fight.
And Crawford's the same way, I would say.
Yeah, I think a little bit, but I still think Boots...
Danny Garcia doesn't overlook the obvious challenge in front of Boots. Facing a 6'6" southpaw presents serious problems for anyone competing at 154 pounds. Even so, Garcia argues that exceptional height and reach alone do not make a fighter unbeatable. Fundora has been caught with clean punches before, and Garcia believes those defensive openings continue to appear often enough for an elite fighter like Ennis to successfully exploit them.
At 154, what do you think about him and Sebastian Fundora?
I think that's a great fight. I think that's an amazing fight. Boots definitely got the better skills, faster, hits hard, more athletic. But Fundora is just 6'7", so I think that's the problem. He gives anybody a hard fight just because of his height and he's southpaw. But I think he's there to be hit. Lubman put him down. There was the Mexican guy that stopped him.
Mendoza.
Yeah, Brian Mendoza stopped him. So he's shown like.
Garcia explains that defeating Fundora begins with consistently closing the distance without allowing him enough room to comfortably operate behind his long reach. Remaining behind a disciplined guard, slipping incoming punches, and refusing to stay at long range are all essential parts of the overall strategy. He firmly believes Boots possesses every necessary skill to execute that game plan and feels confident enough to predict that Ennis eventually wins the fight by knockout.
But I think it's a great fight. But I think Boots may knock him out too, if you ask me.
How do you fight a guy like that, Danny?
You just gotta get close. Get close, stay tight, move your head, and don't let him keep you on the end of his punches. And just try to touch that chin, touch that body.
Getting close, do you gotta take a shot to get a shot?
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be one of those fights, like a grueling fight type fight, where it's like, cause he's the type of fighter, he makes you fight. Everyone he's fought, he made them fight, made them dig deep. So, but I think just Boots.
Richardson Hitchens gives Sebastian Fundora plenty of credit for the intelligent way he used his physical advantages against Keith Thurman. That performance proved Fundora understands how to maximize his size instead of simply relying upon it. Even so, Hitchens believes all the praise surrounding Fundora should never distract fans from Boots Ennis's greatest strengths, especially his explosive hand speed, remarkable athleticism, and lightning-quick reactions.
Showed me against Thurman. I know people gonna say Thurman was old, blah, blah, blah. Thurman is still a threat. He's learning how to use that 6'6" size. Like Thurman was swinging for the fences, he couldn't touch him. How hard would that fight be for Boots, if any? Maybe you don't think so.
The only thing he got is that height. Boots is... ain't too many people standing against what Boots is sending. Boots got some guns with him.
Some heat. He got some heat.
Speed and power.
So Virgil is a harder fight than Fundora for Boots, in your opinion?
Probably because they both...
Addressing the size difference directly, Tim Bradley explains exactly why Sebastian Fundora presents such a difficult puzzle for every fighter in the division. His extraordinary reach is only one part of the challenge. He also throws punches consistently while carrying respectable power behind them. According to Bradley, simply getting close enough to launch meaningful offense requires fighting through a constant stream of punches before real opportunities can even appear.
To run from his money. He could. And I only say that because of his attributes. Not because of his boxing skills. It's because of his attributes. That's why. This guy has, and it's Sebastian Fundora. You guys know who he is. He's a southpaw too, right? He has range. He has volume. He has punching power as well. Okay? He knows how to keep his distance. He's difficult. I know he's been knocked out before.
Bradley also believes Boots Ennis may be one of the few fighters uniquely equipped to overcome those obstacles. His excellent movement, elite hand speed, and versatile skill set allow him to create fresh angles while working his way inside instead of remaining stationary under pressure. Rather than simply absorbing Fundora's offense, Boots has every tool necessary to answer back with dangerous attacks of his own.
And Boots has the style that I believe that can give him fits because of his elusiveness. And Boots is quick on the trigger. He's not as long as this guy, but he's not, he got about 74. This other, Fundora has about 80-inch reach. But he has a quick first step. He throws combinations. He is a risk taker. He's a hell of a body puncher. He has a large tool.
Bradley then turns the conversation away from strategy and focuses on the business side of professional boxing. He believes both teams likely recognize the value of making this fight at some point, but that doesn't necessarily mean it happens immediately. Fundora's camp could decide that other opportunities make better business sense first, despite boxing fans eagerly waiting to see these two elite champions finally meet.
Hiding and ducking and, the towering inferno. And I got none but love and respect for him because that man is from around my way. He's from around my way. He from the valley. I got none but respect for Fundora. Okay? But I think what it is that they see the danger in fighting him right now. He's hot right now. Let him cool down a little bit. Let him cool down a bit. Let's take this easy.
Sean Zittel raises an even bigger question regarding Sebastian Fundora's future. Developing a successful strategy around his unique style is certainly impressive, but consistently defeating elite fighters like Boots Ennis and Virgil Ortiz Jr. presents an entirely different level of difficulty. The panel debates whether Fundora can realistically beat both men or whether one of them eventually proves too much for him to overcome.
Maybe he really is the best 154-pounder. Maybe he really does beat Virgil Ortiz and even Jaron Ennis. And I think heading into this fight, he was a respected champion, a formidable champion. But I think most people, the reason why they were saying Ennis and Ortiz is the best fight in the 154-pound division is despite neither of them having a major world title, that people thought they were the two most elite fighters in the division. And I had Fundora pegged third behind them. Now it's like those are 50.
The discussion continues by emphasizing just how different elite-level competition can be. While Fundora's victory over Keith Thurman serves as an important point of reference, the panel agrees that Boots Ennis and Virgil Ortiz won't ignore the same defensive mistakes. Both fighters apply relentless pressure while possessing the finishing ability needed to punish even the slightest hesitation or opening throughout the contest.
Right, I mean, Ennis, Ortiz, Zayas, those guys are going to test his defensive responsibility a lot more. But even from last July against Zoo, I saw him being a little bit more defensively responsible by,
But the word in the sentence that's operative is force. If you're being defensively responsible on your own terms, well, that's a version of training. That means that everything is working. If your defense essentially is your offense, then your offense has to be.
Breadman shifts the conversation towards Sebastian Fundora's continued technical development. He believes Fundora has become significantly more effective at controlling distance by using his tremendous reach to score points while remaining safely outside his opponent's return fire. Instead of depending on one-punch knockout power, Breadman believes Fundora's success comes from his durability, consistency, intelligent pressure, and ability to gradually wear opponents down over the course of a fight.
I think that they both present problems for Boots, but different types of problems. I think Fundora has not gotten so much better in terms of his reflexes and seeing punches and things like that, but he's gotten better with his distance. He's really learned how to put a jab on you and keep you at a kind of distance where he can hit you and you can't hit him. He seems to have that ligament strength where he doesn't look strong, but he is strong.
Breadman also believes this matchup has every ingredient needed to become an unforgettable battle inside the ring. In his opinion, repeatedly attacking Fundora's head from long distance would be the wrong strategy. Instead, he believes Boots should consistently target the body, work aggressively on the inside, and force close-range exchanges where his own strengths become significantly more dangerous and effective.
Fundora is an absolute Hagler-Hearns type of shootout. I think Boots is mean as a rattlesnake, and he's gonna have to step to Fundora. I don't know if his jab, especially to the head, will be that effective against a guy that's 6'6". So you have to jab him to his body a lot and kind of step to him. And I think he's with that. That's the kind of fighter he is. I think that that will be an early round shootout. I think that will be the kind of fight that will end within 4 rounds.
Breadman expects an intense and action-packed battle with both fighters searching aggressively for an early stoppage. Although he ultimately favors Boots Ennis to secure the knockout because of his creativity and offensive variety, he also warns that Ennis cannot afford to relax once the contest settles into mid-range exchanges where even the smallest mistakes could quickly become extremely costly.
Because Boots is 5'10", and Fundora is 6'6". It's going to be hard to just hit him in the head with jabs all night. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he won't be able to, but he's going to have to jab a different part of his body. I think he's going to have to attack him, and Fundora obliges that. Fundora works on the inside. He's trying to hurt you too. So I just think it's just a brutal fight, a brutal Hagler-Hearns type of fight, and I think Ortiz and Boots is just an absolute war also. I think it's a war. I think it's just going to be just two mean combination punching.
Greg Hackett offers another interesting way of looking at the matchup altogether. He compares it to a quicker predator closing the distance against a much taller opponent whose entire style depends on maintaining range. Once Boots successfully works his way inside, Hackett believes Fundora's greatest physical advantage actually begins working against him because there simply isn't enough space remaining for him to fully use his tremendous reach.
Trying to think of the perfect comparison.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I'm fighting for my life, but no, but we in the end.
You ever see like when a tiger go after a giraffe and they be working him out? And even though he's tall, he be trying little shit, be doing little shit, man. It's just hard to get the motherfuckers off. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like a tiger and a giraffe. One of them types.
Considering the enormous difference in height between the two fighters, Ennis would benefit far more from consistently attacking the body instead of chasing headshots from long range. Constant punches to the ribs and midsection could slowly wear Fundora down while allowing Boots to remain safely inside his reach. The only remaining question is whether Fundora possesses the answers needed to stop that strategy, and many observers believe he simply does not.
Baby, you get what I'm saying? Or would that be a mistake to second guess your own? Because when you ever see him come out and take his time? You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot that I'm playing in my mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like, all right, you tall, don't aim for the head when you got the body right there. You know what I'm saying? So Boots probably, if he's standing next to Fundora, he probably come to like right here. So that means everything neck and below is right there. You ain't got to reach for this. You know what I'm saying? I wonder how Fundora would try to counter.
Let us know your prediction down in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our complete breakdown once this blockbuster showdown is officially announced.